Well, it's been a couple of weeks and we are back here on the Falcon. It's time to get this thing finished, but I want to say thanks to a bunch of you guys who got in touch. Obviously it's been a couple of weeks because my wife and I just had another baby, and the amount of you guys that got in touch and, you know, with your congratulations and whatnot, that was actually really cool. So thanks for that. I wasn't expecting it. We had a little baby boy. He's doing really good, and while it's been nice to have a couple of weeks away from the car, it's time to get this thing done. So the PROCHARGED Falcon is still here, sitting pretty and just about ready to go, but we need to make an exhaust. Michael has come to join us. I've managed to, you probably noticed I've cleaned the shed up a little bit because Kurt has moved out. We're not divorced or anything, he's just moved his stuff back home. But Michael is here, owner of the car, and he's actually a Boilermaker. Kurt's away on a family vacation at the moment, so it's up to us to get this thing done, buddy.
Yes, it is.
Are you ready to be famous?
Talk Hub famous?
Talk Hub famous, which isn't very famous.
It will be famous.
So we've got these massive 18-inch body MagnaFlow mufflers, and that's body size. They're 24-inch long, and we've got some shorter ones here as well to try and knock out as much noise as we can, because probably didn't do it much justice in the last video when we fired this thing up, but it is definitely loud, isn't it?
Yeah, surprisingly loud.
It was crazy loud. That's why we were wearing earmuffs. I mean, you should wear hearing protection anyway, but usually my masculinity gets the best of me, and I, you know, next to door slammers or whatever, but with this thing here, stupid loud in the shed. So we're gonna go twin 3-inch stainless. So we've got some 304 stainless and the 4 mufflers. Gonna build that exhaust out, and then this thing's gonna be ready for the dyno. It's time to take this thing for a drive, Michael. What do you reckon?
Definitely.
It's been a long time coming, so stick around. Let's get this exhaust knocked out. So you're doing some funky trade industry stuff here, buddy. What's the go?
Probably way over the top, but I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who will be like, that's not how you do it.
You are on the internet now, so
But,
everyone's going to tell you that's not how you do it.
But he gives us stuff anyways.
So it looks like you've just basically drawn out, we found the center line of the trans cross member and the center line of the exhaust pipe. So we're basically mapping it out on the ground. It's just a little bit easier than hanging pipes above your head all day, isn't it, bud?
Yeah, definitely.
So at the moment what we're trying to work out is in relation to the trans cross member and the tail shaft angle where we're going to sit our merge pipe or X pipe, depending on what you think. This isn't going to be a true X pipe, it'll be more of a merge. So we're just making the measurements, trying to figure out distances and whatnot, so we can start to mock the first section of the exhaust on the ground, and then we can offer it up to the car and go from there. Pretty clever thinking, really, isn't it, bud?
Very. Very clever.
Got it flanged just past the cross member there in 3.5 inch. Didn't want to go necking the exhaust down from the collector straight away, so we got a little bit of 3-inch section there and flanged it. That's just going to make it a lot easier to drop the exhaust rather than if it was over here. So we extended it, flanged it, got blisters over there who turns up when all the hard work's done, making an X pipe. So that's what we're trying to figure out now. Once we've made our little merge, I'm going to place it in here. Obviously we've got to worry about this tail shaft, because the further back you go, the lower it gets. So we're going to try and land the X somewhere around here. So it'll go into the X, back out again, and then we'll have muffler either side. So That's what we're doing.
See?
Hey, I want him to see my reflection, man. Let's do it. Why you like working on the ground so much? Kurt doesn't work on the ground.
Who?
Kurt.
Kurt.
Yeah, he doesn't work on the ground.
Because it's so much better than me.
That's satisfying. You like that? See. We've got this bad boy down to the diff. Got them magnifier mufflers just there. Now we're at the difficult part, aren't we, Michael? This is the, we got Ben over here. He's ready to become YouTube famous as well. It's going to give us a hand to weld this thing out. 2 pairs of hands, going to be good. So we're not sure yet if it'll be able to go over the diff or if it's going to have to go under. Now, there's probably a very good reason why most of the big horsepower XYs go under the diff, and that's probably because they can't fit big pipes. But we've got the benefit of we don't have the stock tank in there. So by taking the stock tank out, which used to hang down here, right? That would hang about there. Now that we've got the flat floor and the fuel cell in the boot, that buys us some more room. The issue is over here on the passenger side. Because we've got the fuel lines here, now this diff isn't at ride height yet. We've got these stands. We're going to lower the car down and get the diff back up to ride height. And we'll see if we can get these pipes to go over the diff and down without getting too close to these 2 fuel fittings and the fuel lines there. There's a couple of issues. You don't want to be heating up your fuel with the exhaust, and you definitely don't want to be banging onto these fittings with the pipes. So it's going to be a little bit of suck it and see. It's going to take a bit of messing around, but Michael really wants it to go over the diff, don't you, bud?
It's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen. With my knowledge and Ben's stacking skills.
He'll cut his nose off to spite his face, but hopefully we can make it work. See how we go. She's like, you spend way more money than me. And I'm like, fuck off, I do. She's like, the postman's here like every second day with something. I'm like, that's all Michael's shit.
Technically not my money.
Yeah, it's like, that's not my money, it's Michael's money. That's the best kind of money to spend, someone else's.
I hope you got that right.
Please. Ingenuity. Luckily it's only holding a muffler. boys, look at this. We've managed to get it up and over the diff. Now, it was a little bit tight up there near the fuel lines, but with a bit of heat wrap around the exhaust and we can get some of that fire sleeve for the hose, I think we'll be good as gold. So, does that make you happy, bro?
It's very happy.
That makes one very happy Michael, getting it over the diff there. So, now, I mean, it's only tacked. I'm probably not going to bore you too much with the whole welding out process. Look at these fat 4-inch tips though. Oh my goodness, that's big dick things right there. So, like I was saying, I'm probably not going to bore you too much with the welding out process. I might get a couple of shots of it, but that's what's next. Pull it all out, weld the whole exhaust up, and then after that, it's time to take this thing for a drive for the first time, Michael.
Hell yeah.
Let's get it. And for the last time, it is done, all welded out the whole way through. Shrunk a little bit, which we kind of expected. We're just hoping that that bend there doesn't knock on the diff, but overall, she's looking absolutely schmick. So, guess now it's time, we'll put it on the ground, jump on the boot a little bit and settle the suspension, see if it knocks anywhere, and then see what it sounds like.
Let's start it up.
Yeah, see what happens. We've got a bit of an audience. The old man was in the area, so he's come to say good day, and you probably recognise this fella. If you don't, then you probably haven't seen our turbo tonner build, which you should, because that was a ripper little build. Turbo LS, made 600 horsepower when you only wanted 500, so that was kind of nice. Same thing here, 500 horsepower. Let's see what it does, but for now, let's see what these beautiful pipes sound like.
Yeah, let's do this. Alright, buddy.
So we're actually on the strict instructions from the tuner because this has no wideband sensor. So we've definitely got no closed loop fuel control. It's got no engine warning light. It's got none of that. So he said, no silly buggers. We're just going to take it for a quick lap around the block. Make sure it gets all the gears. There's no funny noises, no leaks, and it's dyno ready. Because if we start beating up on it, we could glaze the bores on this thing. So Let's do it, buddy.
It's not what we want to do.
No.
All right.
Let's do it. Shift's nice. Hey. Be nice. It's going to be a pretty anticlimactic first drive, but I bet you right now, Mick's never felt this good in his whole life. Keep going further up. We'll do a lap.
It was just as sluggish as the first engine. Oh, surely Wayne will work his magic.
Well, I think that stall converter's also doing a bit of that. Oh, that sounds good, dude. That sounds so good. Wow, man, this feels wicked. Feels good to be in the old girl again.
I have missed it, I'll be honest. I definitely have missed it.
Dude, that was awesome. That was awesome. So we're back. First drive in a while, man. How'd that feel?
That was actually quite beautiful to have it back on the road.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time between drinks.
Yeah. We've earned these ones, man. Like that. I don't know if any of you guys have built an exhaust before, but we basically just did that whole exhaust in 2.5 days, which is no mean feat, really. Gotta say thanks to Benny though. That extra pair of hands definitely helps, and it helps me capture some film for you guys as well. But man, that blower, loud. Before, I mean, you could kind of hear it in the video, but in person you couldn't really hear the blower at all when it was out of the extractors because it was just that loud. But now that we've got an exhaust on, man, that Procharger, she sings.
Sounds awesome. I think that was what I was really worried about, that we wouldn't be able to hear the whistle.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, I don't think there's going to be any drums there. And dude, I'm stoked that you went with those 4-inch tips. It took a little bit of convincing. We didn't get it on the camera, but me and Benny put big peer pressure on Mick to do that. We didn't have any 3.5-inch pipe. He probably wanted 3.5. The 3 wasn't quite going to cut it, but we talked him into 4, and man, how do you feel about it though?
I think it was actually a good decision.
Yeah.
I was happy with the 3, but then it kind of looked a bit too small.
Yeah.
Once we did the trial piece on there.
For sure. Well, we've done our lap around the block. That's all we're allowed to do. So it's time to sit around, a couple of beers, enjoy the moment for a while. The next time that you see this car, we're going to find out how much power it's actually got. So you guys put some guesses in the comments if you like. 411 cube Windsor, 8.5 to 1 compression, hydraulic roller, F1R Procharger. We think it's going to make about 14 or 15 pound of boost through a turbo 400 and a 9-inch. Be interested to see what you guys think. It's running on pump E85. Yeah, it'd be cool to see what people think.
As long as I get over 500,
well,
that's always the mark.
Man, 500, we are going to piss it in. Yeah. There won't be any dramas with 500, I don't think. How far over 500 is anyone's guess, but that's the next installment for this build anyway. I've had a bunch of you guys asking about the VH and the VR as well. Don't stress. This one's just about done, and we're going to get straight on to some Holden V8 stuff. So if you are a Holden V8 guy, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there in that corner. Don't laugh at me. This is what I do now. This is my thing.
No, yeah, big right.
And we'll catch you on the next one when we get this thing on the dyno and we can actually drive it in anger and see what she's really made of, because I think it's just going to hose the tyres at will.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too long before we get on the dyno.
Yeah, hopefully we can get there real soon.
Yeah, hopefully this lockdown finishes and we can get there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm going to finish up, have a couple of beers, and then get inside and start editing. So thanks again so much for watching, guys. I really hope you're enjoying this build series, because this is a special car, and I'm actually super stoked that Kurt was away and he got to do the exhaust. Not that I don't want Kurt to be here, because he is probably he's probably my best mate.
It's a bit of a shame that he wasn't here though.
Yeah, but I'm stoked that you got to do the exhaust.
Yeah, I had to do something.
I didn't want to say it. Thanks again for watching, guys. Make sure you smash the like button, give us a comment with your horsepower guesses, and until the next one, we'll catch you around. Cheers.